I believe that the best tool for Android game development is Unity. It makes the whole process so much quicker and simpler, so much so that in this video I'm going to show you how you can get something up and running in just... Yep, that's me. So you're probably wondering how I got here. Well, it all started a few years ago. Hey there guys, thanks for tuning in. So I've been making videos with Android Authority for about a year now, but I still get comments on videos sometimes asking who I am, where I came from, who is this guy, what does he know, who does he think he is? So I thought I'd take the time to introduce myself and say hi. So my name's Adam Sinicki, it's very nice to meet you. That's a Polish name in case you're wondering. I'm half Polish, quarter German, but born in England. I currently live near Oxford in a town called Bicester with my lovely wife Hannah. We've lived here about a year, and prior to that we were living in London. Before that, I lived in Bournemouth, which is where I was born and raised, and I still visit back there very often. I also do a lot of commuting into London. It's a nice, easy trip from where I am now. So most of the time you'll find me in coffee shops in Oxford or London or Bicester, or you'll find me in my office upstairs, working for Android Authority or working on one of my many other projects. When I'm not working, things I like include going to the gym, electric light orchestra, writing, programming, computer games, comic books, tuna sandwiches, synthwave music, traveling when I get the opportunity to, seeing friends. It's not really a hobby, is it? Lamp. I love my Nintendo Switch at the moment. Technology in general, gadgets, reading, Dragon Ball, 80s action movies.
Wrong.
Psychology and neuroscience, nootropics, calisthenics, Alice Cooper, M83, Schiller, martial arts. What else do I like? There's probably loads of other stuff I like, but my main hobbies are definitely fitness and technology. And I'm quite lucky in that I've managed to make those things into my career. So my interest in technology goes a long way back. Probably I was about 6. My first computer was a ZX Spectrum. I also had a Tatung Einstein. And I kind of miss those days when technology was less user-friendly, when it was all green screens and you were just greeted with a prompt to enter basic code instead of, a nice touch-friendly interface. I found it a lot more exciting that way. It was like this hidden world that other people didn't necessarily understand. I loved Sonic the Hedgehog. My friends all had Sega Mega Drives, but I wasn't allowed to play computer games, so instead I decided to start making my own. And with the help from a kid at school, I started to learn a little bit of BASIC that I could use on my ZX Spectrum to that end. Eventually I was allowed a proper laptop and I got a AST486, and I learned to program in QBasic on that. That also developed into a love of gadgets and technology in general. My first phone was either the Nokia 3310 or 3210, but after that I got some more exciting and interesting stuff. I got the Nokia N-Gage running Symbian, which was quite a cool thing back then. I was really into the iPAQ devices from the likes of HP, and I had one with a stylus and an attachable keyboard, and I installed games like Tomb Raider on it. In many ways that was a smartphone before smartphones. My first actual smartphone was when I was on placement year at university, and I got a iPhone actually. But then after that I got much more interested in Android because it had that whole hacker appeal of being able to tinker and change things just like those old green screens back in the day. And the first Android device I got was a Dell Streak. And this was a huge phablet. I've always liked unusual looking technology. I hate the fact that every phone looks the same today. The Dell Streak was a phablet before even the first Note. Meanwhile, whilst I was going through school and sixth form, I got really into fitness. I really wanted to be an action hero or a superhero really. I never grew out of that like you're supposed to. So I started bodybuilding in inverted commas in my bedroom, curling little dumbbells, doing lots of press-ups, and I eventually won Teen Bodybuilder of the Week on bodybuilding.com, which was actually quite a big deal at the time, and I got loads of fan mail and emails, and that led to me having my first website built for me for free, and that was my first foray into web design. Then as I went into university, I decided I wanted to continue with that kind of self-improvement angle, so I took psychology, and also just because I really enjoyed that at sixth form. Whilst I was there, I carried on working on websites. I had a friend who was very into internet marketing, and he taught me how you could monetize a website, how you could place ads on it, a little bit about SEO, so I started to build that site, make a little bit of money on the side, and just understand how that whole industry works. University was great. It's where I met many of my best friends to this day. It's where I met my wife. She wasn't my wife then. And we also had this thing where you'd take a year out and do a placement year, experience the real world, get a job before coming back to finish your degree. So I did a year working in Leeds at Writers News, so I got some experience as a journalist. I was also really into writing at the time, and I loved that. And then I came back and graduated. During my final year, like most students, I was struggling a little bit with money, and I decided I could try and earn a little bit of extra cash on the side. So I already knew that I could make money from a website, although I wasn't really earning that much, and I knew how to write now, and I thought, well, if I can make money from a website, then other people obviously can too. I'll write for them and charge per word. So I did that. I put an advert out online on a website called Digital Point Forum, and then I got some work and I started just writing, sending off articles that I'd written and getting paid per word for those, and the more I wrote, the more I earned. And then when I left university, I realized I don't actually have to get a proper job. I can do this on a full-time basis. So I started just writing. I moved out of my mum's house, moved in with my mate, Goof, and I got to extend my kind of university experience because I could write at any time of day, again, writing in coffee shops. I was living in Bournemouth by the beach, sitting in cafes, watching the world go by, typing up, and then going out with friends, visiting my wife, who wasn't my wife at the time, who lived near Oxford, and I could just live the lifestyle I wanted. I got to travel a little bit more, working online was great. My main topics were fitness and technology, and that's what I got paid to write the most, but unfortunately I also had to write an awful lot of dross on topics I had no idea about, like bricklaying and car windows and things, just for companies that needed internet content in order to get their site to the top of Google. So I wasn't really enjoying that side of it, and it was ghostwriting, so it wasn't very rewarding. So obviously I wanted to work on my own projects on the side. So one of those projects was to develop my coding skills. I used a tool called Basic for Android, or B4A, to build an app for Android called Multi-Screen Multitasking. And the idea of this app was to create a way around the fact that at the time you couldn't do split screen between two apps. Still remember being at a party and I was checking sales of the app on my phone, and I suddenly saw them spike, and I realized they were climbing and climbing, and I got so excited. It wasn't great fun at this party because I just kept checking them and thinking, wow, this idea I've had has taken off and the world is excited by it. That party then turned a little bit dark and weird, but that's a different story. And this gave me the inspiration as well to work on other apps and ideas. So I learned Android Studio and Java, how to create apps the proper way, not using Basic, and launched a few more different projects, some of which were fairly successful, some of which weren't so successful. And then my big next idea was to work with the YouTuber ColdFusion, who'd inspired me when I first got into Android. So I approached him and said, would you like me to work on your Voxus app? And he said, let's go for it. So he did the design and had the idea, and I just handled the code. And he's a fantastic designer, so the app looked great, and he's the nicest guy, and he has a big audience already. So the app was, again, a little bit of a hit. Meanwhile, I was also working on my own website because I still wanted to talk about fitness and training and performance and neuroscience. And I added a YouTube component to that, which wasn't a big hit at all, but it was just something I loved doing. And then I think that combination of things attracted the attention of Android Authority. The fact that I'd made an app that was quite successful, the fact that I'd worked with ColdFusion, the fact I had a YouTube channel. So they got in touch and said, would you like to do some work for us? So to begin with, I just started writing articles for them, mainly development articles. But then eventually they said, would you like to make some YouTube videos as well? Would you like to attend some events? And I was like, yes, please. So that was awesome. So I've been working here with them for the last year, and it's been fantastic. I got to meet a lot of the team recently in San Francisco, and they're the nicest bunch of guys. They've helped my video skills a lot, as well as my writing. And yeah, it's just been a fantastic experience. I've loved testing all the devices, getting to play with gadgets, getting to write, getting to make YouTube videos like this one. So yeah, it's been quite a ride, and I've been very lucky. I've had a lot of cool opportunities, and I've somehow managed to avoid doing any proper work for coming up for 8-9 years. And I've still got loads of other projects on the go. I recently had my first book published on Unity development, making games for Android. I'm currently making educational videos for a publishing company. I still run my own website and blog and vlog. And in fact, the YouTube channel that I was talking about has become fairly successful. I'm reaching 17,000-ish subscribers there. I talk about fitness, bodybuilding, neuroscience. So if you'd like to check that out, you can find me over there as well. Just search The Bioneer on YouTube and you'll find it, or go to www.thebioneer.com. And yeah, and I'm still writing for clients as well on the side. And I just love having my finger in lots of pies, doing all these different things and getting all these great opportunities. Oh, by the way, you can also follow me on social media if you'd like to. I'm sure the links will be in the description down below. I'm The Bioneer on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll be messaging there whenever I upload something new to my channel or Android Authority, and also just chatting about general stuff. Would love to see you over there. And that's really what I love about technology, is the fact that you can have an idea and you can make that idea on your computer and then click send or done, upload, and then the whole world sees it, and it can lead to incredible things. It's just amazing what you can do with the internet. You know, the world's your oyster, and just find what you love, put it out there, keep doing it, put in lots of effort, you know, make sure it's really your passion, develop your skills, and anything's possible. And that's also why I like Android so much in particular, because it has that customizability, has that open nature. So it means anyone can tweak it, anyone can release an app, anyone can make their phone do exactly what they want to. They can, you know, I do a lot of work from my phone. I chat to these guys on Slack, and yeah, it's just, you know, the world has opened up so much, and it's all thanks to technology. Android's a big part of that, and I'm so excited and privileged to be able to talk about it with you guys. So thanks a ton for watching. I'm still also very new to all this. I'm still definitely learning, still finding my own style, my own workflow, so please bear with me. I've recently been doing these 7-minute videos. I've been doing how-tos for a while and hoping to do more reviews. So let me know in the comments down below what you think, how I can improve, and I really appreciate all the comments you've left so far on these videos. And if you have any more questions that I haven't covered in this video, then likewise, hit me up in the comments down below, and I'd love to meet you guys, so please introduce yourselves and I'll see you down there. Oh, one fun fact about me, I was once on the English version of X Factor. So thanks a ton for watching, guys. I hope you found this interesting somewhat. I hope it didn't ramble on too long and bore you to sleep. If you did, please hit like, subscribe to the channel if you want more on Android and technology, and of course check out AndroidAuthority.com, for we are your source for all things Android.